Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. So we realized that yesterday the recording we had done actually did not work. So, and I had promised that I was going to share with everyone, the recording so that you can look through what all the things I talked about, talking about your business model canvas. All right. Now, the business model canvas, which is one of the first tools we're using to like lay our entire business bare and see, the 9 key areas, that are important for you to have a total grasp on, is the business model canvas. So we are going to look at it, briefly in this short recording. Now, the business model canvas is divided into 9 key areas, all right? 9 key areas. There is the starting from my left as a customer segment, customer relationships, channel, value proposition, key activities, key resources, key partners, cost structure, and revenue streams. Now, if you look at this particular screen, you see this my screen right now, you will see that this is version 1. All right, version 1. So what is expected for all of you to do is that place of designed for, you will see Spentify. Spentify is the name of the product I'm going to use to do my, the example for you. All right, but the template you have, you will not see Spentify there. You will see enter business name, and then designed by, you enter your name and then the date. I did this 10th of May 2023, my version 1. All right. So this version 1 is expected that before the end of this class, you get to your version 4. That version 4 is literally a business blueprint, how you are going to run your business successfully. All right. But let's start by what you know. So your version 1 is typically essentially what you think you know. So you put it down and then we start reviewing and reviewing, adjusting, amending, beating until it comes to a very viable business idea that can actually fly. All right. So quickly, the first thing I'll look at, which is for me, the key focus is customer segment. Who do you want to serve in the market? Now, Spentify, just so because so that as an example, Spentify is a business idea that I had in 2023 and I was developing it. All right. Now, Spentify is a personalized approach to managing one's expenses. That's what Spentify is. For people who care about how their monies are managed, Spentify is supposed to be your best bet. So you send money to a Spentify wallet and then you spend from the wallet. And then that wallet, because it is a lifestyle app, that wallet will now be what will help you, will automatically help you track all of your expenses, summarize them at the end of the month and send to you. So you may have sent money for charity to people for me like for 10 times, but sometimes we don't know because when these things come, we just it's not 5K, is it not 10K, is it not 20K? You just send that. So that's the entire idea of business 25, to help you track your monies so that you have a clear idea how your monies are being spent on a monthly basis. That was the big idea for Spentify. And the catchphrase was be intentional, all right, for Spentify. So who was Spentify going to target? Spentify's customer segment is middle class families living in towns and cities. So there is nothing concerning rural areas in middle class. The product was not meant for rural areas. Upwardly mobile single adults who like to track their finances. Upwardly mobile people are mostly those of you in this class, right? Upwardly mobile means you are up and doing, right? You are working, you are active, you know, one or two hustles are going on for you, so you are earning on a regular. Those are upwardly mobile. Like customers who like lifestyle apps. You may not be that, person, but there are people who like to just track their expenses. They are not upwardly mobile. They probably have their business owner not running around. Their business is already stable, but they just like to track, you know, their stuff. That is the upwardly mobile kind of people. So those are the segments that Spotify is targeting. Now, your business may be an agri business. Your business may be baking. All right. Your business may be catering. Now, you are not going to tell me middle class family for your catering business. You have to, your customer segment, meaning who do you want to target? Who do you really want this business for? Who is the person you are solving the problem for? So let's use cake. Let's use cake baking, for instance. All right, let's use cake, for instance. Now, for cake, you're going to track individuals. You're not doing like families. You're going to track individuals who like to celebrate. You're going to track women who are celebrating their birthday, their husband's birthday, their children's birthday. You're going to target young women within the ages of 25 to maybe 40, because those are the real people that are patronizing. Those are people you are targeting, people that are using mobile apps, that are on Instagram, social media, and the rest of it. Those are people that are looking at, right? So that's your customer segment. Make sure you're as detailed as possible. Let's go to customer relationship. So now that you have identified the customer segment, your customer relation, how are you going to acquire customers? For Spensify, it was advert, referral scheme. The referral scheme means whoever this downloads, you will encourage them, incentivize them to refer their friend. That's referral scheme. If you run a cake business, you can actually do an offline referral scheme where you say anybody that you tell people that, okay, my cake, let's say, is 50K for a small size 8-inch cake, is 50K. However, if you buy from me and you refer one friend, the next time you're buying from me, you get a discount, maybe a 10% discount. Do you understand? That's referral scheme. That's encouraging those that bought from you to tell their friends to buy from you. All right. And then we're going to organically acquire customers too. For Spendify, so how was Spendify planning to keep its customers, the person that buys from you? How do you want to keep them so that they don't buy from you and the next time they're doing another celebration, they go and buy from another person? It will not make sense. All right. It will not make sense. So what you can do, for loyalty, for the ability to your cost to apart from acquiring, to keep your customers, you can use loyalty schemes. You can use functionalities. For instance, Spendify, you use really beautiful functionalities that will help them, track all of these things. And then your brand promise. And then how are you going to grow? Apart from getting them and keeping them, how do you grow? For Spendify, where we're going to do in-app deals, we're going to do free delivery. That way it helps we grow. All right. Now, for cake business, it's going to be different. For how are you going to grow your customers? How are you going to acquire customers? For cake business, it could be a renting an office with glass panel, all right? With a see-through glass panel, and then you display your cakes, in there with very bright lighting so that everybody passing outside will see your cakes. That's for a cake business. That's a channel to acquire customers. Another one could be Instagram. All of our products will snap them beautifully, beautiful pictures, post on Instagram, on Facebook, on a Snapchat, and post on TikTok, where your customer segments are more. All right. And then, again, if you get lucky and, for instance, you get one upcoming celebrity that buys from you, you tell them that, okay, I'm going to give you 50% discount, but I want you to do a video with our cake. Post it on your page. We also post it on our page. And the person says, oh, okay, that's fair for me. And then you give them a very reasonable discount. And just because the person has maybe like a 300K followers, right? You give them that kind of discount. Imagine if they post it and say, man, I recommend this place, buy your cake from me. Here, this I'm buying my cake from. Imagine how much traction is going to grow. Because sometimes when you look at celebrities, you think those ones that have millions are the ones that matter. The truth is, for small businesses, you don't need those guys. The people you actually need are those small upcoming guys because their followership are more organic than those big guys. All right. So the next one is channels. What are the channels with which you are going to sell your product? What are the channels with which you are going to sell your product? That's what channel side answer. So for Spendify, it was website, mobile app, and vendor interface. Interface, right? Now, vendor interface. Now, so what now for let me use cake business too. The reason I'm trying to do between cake business and Spendify so that we don't get confused. Let's use a cake business to explain these channels. For your cake business, the channels you are going to use to sell your business, your cake business, will be physical store, online store. You see now. So you are not going to create a mobile app because you want to sell cake. No. You are going to have physical store where people can come and pick up or buy, or an online store where people can go and make an order. to us, and social media. Those three channels is enough for you, all right, for like a cake business. So way different from Spendify, for instance. Let's go on to the next one, value proposition. Now, after you have identified your customer segment, there are also people that will be working with you. So let's use for Spendify, for instance, we looked at FMCG partners, retail outlets, and then for our users. So we have value proposition for the three categories of people that we know are essential to our business. So for a cake business, for instance, your value proposition will be to your customers first, and then to even your partners. For the kind of partners you have, a partner that will supply you flour, the ones that will supply you materials, all of those partners, you have to have a value proposition for them. Now, okay, why should this person work with me? Why would I be the preferred vendor to work with, preferred cake outlets to work with? So you put all of once you've identified the value, the people that are important to your business, you create value proposition for them. The next one is key activities. What are the key activities you'll be doing on a daily basis? You must write them down. We'll be selling cake. No, that's not an activity. Baking is a key activity. So you know that, okay, that means I'm going to have bakers apart from me. Doing videos and pictures of the cake after they are done is a key activity. That means you need a good camera, a partnership with a photo studio to be coming to do all of it. Then there is posting on social media. That's a key activity for a cake business, for instance. So you say, okay, what days I will I post on social media? Which social media page would I? So those are key activities you must track. All right. And then key resources. Who do you need to carry out these key activities? So if for a cake business, for instance, if you identify that, okay, you'll be baking, it means you are going to need human resources, bakers. If you are going to do social media, it means you are going to either you are doing the social media management by yourself, or you have somebody that is managing your social media for you. So that's how you determine those who will be part of what will make key resources. Key resources for a cake, for a baker, for a cake business will be an office apartment, like a place where you are displaying your goods. That's a key resource in a busy environment or in a neighborhood where rich people are found. All right. So there could be other things like subscriptions, registration, that you need to do with Bakers Association in your neighborhood. All of those are part of key resources that are important. Now, the next one is key partners. Who are the people? Who are your key partners? The people that are doing this value proposition for, who are they? Now, for fintechs, one of their key partners is CBN, because if you are not behaving well, if you are not obeying the rules that are set by CBN, for instance, you can be closed up. Your business can close up. So they become your key partner. So for Spendify, one of their key partners was logistics partners, Uber and Bolt, Glovo, Gokada. Remember, this was me putting my ideas on paper. At the end of the day, by my version 4, I'd already, narrowed it down to just the only people that I need, including names and phone numbers in some places. All right. So we put the key partners there. There's the loan partner, there's the value added service partner, there's payment partner, all of those things. I had to identify them at the beginning. Having done all of the ones at the top, let's go to the bottom now. What is your cost structure? What are the things that you'll be spending money on? We put them there. Our server cost, salaries for 8 people, office space rental, pool car for purchasing and servicing, office furniture, mobile app, and the rest of it. All of these things, we needed to put them down, and you need to put them down too. The last thing is the revenue streams. Where are you going to make money from in this business? When I started the idea of Spendify, I actually thought we were going to make money from just two places, in-app orders and delivery. But by the time I was done, when I went in detail writing my thoughts down, I realized that we could make money from floats, meaning people that send money to their wallet and they don't finish it. If you have 100,000 people and all of them have 10,000 in their wallet, that's a lot of money already, all right, for you. That will be sitting in the bank in the Spendify's name. Spendify can decide to do one or two things, reinvest that money and see what can happen as the case may be. So we'll put it there. Revenue from loan interest for those who would do buy now, pay later, right? All of those interests, there will be money from there. Revenue from adverts, for instance, So in your own, let's use the cake business again. How are you going to make money? Is it only by selling cake? Exactly. So you need to think more. okay, if I have this my shop, what if I partner with someone, someone that does, let's say, pastries, chin chin, and the rest of them, and then they want to sell and you say, okay, for everyone you sell, this is the percentage I'm getting from it. That is another way to make money from another way to make money from having a physical shop. There are other things online, whatever you're doing, just think about it. What are the several ways I can make money? So that's the explanation, for the business model canvas. I sent the template for you. For those of you that were not in class, I had to quickly do this one, do this video recording for you, so that at least you can see the explanation of all of this. The assignment, do it in Word document, right? And then when you are sending to me, PDF it, make it PDF so that it doesn't get jam-packed or mixed up anyhow, so that it stays exactly the way you have done it. Don't forget, put the name of your business in the place for design for, and then design by is your name, and then the date, and then version is version 1. All right, thank you very much. I believe between now and Thursday afternoon, you guys will be able to wrap up what we are. You would have completed your own, and then we review during the class, and we start building the business together. Thank you very much.